Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy in case you are new here, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this hand knitted bag, which is super easy, super beginner friendly. It can be made under 10 minutes. In this tutorial I'm making it slightly slower so you can follow it through. However, you can make it much more faster in case you are already getting more experience with that. And if you're ready, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you would like to support me with the yarn, you can do it with the Buy Me a Coffee webpage, which I placed the link under this video. So if you're ready, let's get started. We will need to have the following materials for this bag. We will use a chunky yarn just like this, and we will need to have a scissor. The chunky yarn, it has a filler inside, and also if you have in hand an old piece of yarn, that could be also very useful. We are going to start by unfolding the whole roll of chunky yarn. Then we are going to make a slip knot. We are going to pull over, have a look how it looks like. We have down like a V shape and we have this loop. Now we are going to insert and pull out the yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we kind of rotate this loop, and now we are going to get that old yarn. We are going to use it as a stitch marker because in this big chunky yarn, stitch marker doesn't really fit through. All right, just like this. And now have a look at this space there, the second chain. We are going to pull over the yarn. Now the next one, we're going to grab it over as well. Then the next one. You see, try to make the same sizes of loops. See, one side is already completed with the loops. They kind of the same sizes. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to do the same on the other side as well. So this is the first loop. I'm gonna pull it over. The next one here. Next one. This is the next. And then one more. This is going to be in the same exact loop where we had the first loop. So we did one round and we are going to remove our stitch marker in a moment. First we're gonna pull through. You see, we're kind of making the same size of loop again. We're going to add the stitch marker. It is very important because it's really easy to lose the rounds actually with this work, and this one really helps. And then the next loop we're gonna pull through again the same yarn. Next one as well. This is our second round. You see, it's gonna be like this. Next loop, pull through. Next loop. And again, one side is done. I'm kind of trying to organize so you can see it better. And it's easier to see through also like where the next stitches are going to be. Now we're gonna turn. I'm gonna do the same on the other side as well. Kind of try to bend it because I don't want the loop to come out. Next one. Next loop. Next one. And we're almost reaching back to the initial point. So this was our second round. Don't worry if it looks like this right now, because obviously we need more rows. So this is gonna be our first one, and then we have to add the stitch marker. And then next stitch. Pull out the loop. Try to kind of adjust it on the other one as well. So I want to make sure that it's the same size of loops, more or less. See? Next one. So this is our third round. Next loop. I have to see through exactly, because in this moment it's really easy to get lost with the loops, but we have to understand. So I'm kind of trying to stretch out a little bit more so I understand exactly where my loops are, which is the next loop. I also recommend you to do the same, just to try to kind of follow through. And then here we go. We just reached back, you see, you stretch it so a little bit you understand where your stitches are coming after each other. So this was our third round. We're gonna go to the fourth round. I'm going to make my first loop and going to add the stitch marker. And then we are going to repeat the same step in every loop. We are going to make a new loop. Just like this. Soon you will see that it's gonna come together nicely. See, I'm trying to kind of put always next to the other stitch, so you can also see how it comes out. And it's not gonna be looser or too tight, because kind of trying to understand how much I need to pull through. It's gonna be nicely shaping. So this was our first stitch in the 5th row. Now we're gonna add the stitch marker. And then we are going to repeat the same steps. creating these loops. You see? It's getting together. And you see, it's getting together, almost back in the initial point. And now have a look. This was our first loop, so I'm going to pull through now on the other loop. This is the next one. We are going to pull that through as well. Next one, going to pull that through as well. Now this one fall out, so I'm gonna pull it back, and I'm going to pull that through as well. This one fall out as well. That's why we have to make sure that it's always the same amount pulled out. You can actually pull out a little bit more and it's easier. Now we're gonna get the next one, which again fall out for me, and pull that through. Next one, next loop we pull out. And the last one. Now that we reach back to the initial point, I remove the stitch marker and have a look at the big loop here. I'm going to pull that through on the last loop. Pull that out. And then this one, in case it's too long, you need to cut it. And have a look. This is the ending, so we have the filler inside. We need to pull back the material, and we are going to cut a piece of the filler. And then we are just going to tie the end, so it's gonna be much more easier to make sure that it's gonna stay in place. Try to make a knot just like this. So now we have to recreate the same stitches as we have on the top, like kind of these V-shaped stitches. Have a look, this stitch I'm going to insert, pull it through, kind of stretch it a little bit on the top, and then I am going to make a couple of stitches inside. Try to kind of make sure that the stitches that you do inside doesn't come out to the other side, because then it can interfere with the pattern and it wouldn't look very nice. So you have to always double check, have a look. They always have like this kind of V, kind of like herringbone shapes, and try to make sure that it doesn't come through. Make a couple of stitches inside the bag to try to fix it. And once we are done, we can have a ring, or it's the type of your choice of kind of hanger that we can add there. I'm gonna just insert this one. This is kind of, I think, one of the easiest. I'm just gonna pull out one of the yarn and going to insert just like this, and going to repeat the same on the other side as well. So kind of in the middle on the side, I'm going to pull out one piece of yarn and going to add this ring. Just like this. And then I added also a stripe on it. So this is our gorgeous hand knitted bag. I hope that it was such an easy process for you as well, and it was easy to follow through. Please let me know in the comment section below how it went and if I should improve anything. I'm so open to any feedback. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you very soon in my next tutorials as well. Take care and see you very soon.